All right, we are just about set for the national anthem. I'm Matthew Levy alongside TJ Fossmeyer. We're about to go get into this thing, but we are about to listen to the national anthem. All right, welcome to opening night here in Chrysler Center. Matthew Levy alongside TJ Fossmeyer. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yep.
TJ?
Yes, sir.
All right. We are here first half for Michigan opening night women's basketball. What a crowd here. Nice night. 60 degrees outside.
Great night in Michigan.
And warm inside as well. So Michigan, the Wolverines hosting Purdue Fort Wayne in the opening night in the season, TJ. And these two teams, for Michigan, what are you looking for tonight here on opening night?
I'm just looking at the three transfers right here. We got Alyssa Brett, we got Lauren Henson, and Taylor Williams. They are all 1,000-point scorers in their career. They all made an impact on their previous teams. I'm looking for them to make an impact here for Michigan, from the jump. They're all incredible players. This is a good team. They're ranked 25 in some polls. I'm looking for them to make a big impact.
Yeah, no, this Michigan team, number 25 in the USA Today poll, and they do bring in a couple of transfers, but they are led by star Layla Felia.
Yeah, she had an excellent exhibition. I think she put up 20 points in that exhibition game. She had an incredible night, and I think she'll have an incredible night tonight, of course.
Yeah, and in this game as well, Purdue Fort Wayne comes in this game. I think the big story is the fact that Shayla Sellers, I wanted to hit this, her sister won Big Ten Freshman of the Year last year. She was excellent on Maryland. Now the sister in the building tonight. She'll be in the starting lineup, and she's been pretty good. She's averaging over 10 points a game. They've got her, and they've got let me pronounce this correctly, Bromanchenko from as well. So they've got two players that can really put the ball in the hoop for Purdue Fort Wayne. It's going to be interesting to see how they really play tonight in the Chrysler Center.
I think Purdue Fort Wayne last year, among the Horizon League, they were one of the top in scoring offense last year, so I'm looking for them to kick into that again. I think that the common struggle these two teams have is just rebounding, so this game will probably, for both teams, is to improve on that from last year.
Yeah, so Michigan, Purdue Fort Wayne just about set. Matthew Levy, TJ Fossmeyer. And the other thing, Michigan was picked to finish 5th in the Big Ten by the media. Yeah. There's obviously those top teams. You got Iowa with Caitlin Clark. Yeah. You got Indiana. You got Ohio State. You got Maryland. Mm-hmm. But Michigan, they've kind of set themselves up here at number 5. And as the sport really goes, it feels like Michigan's really on that same trajectory right now with the sport in general.
Yeah, and I think these transfers, I think that can put this team up to another level to compete with the Iowas and with the Ohio States. I think that just adds another dynamic to this team that's much needed.
So we are just listening to the starting lineup, so we'll let our wonderful PA announcer here at Chrysler Center take over for the starting lineups. All right, so there is your starting lineup for the Michigan Wolverines. It is Hansen at point. She is the transfer coming in, as we discussed earlier, from Missouri, played in the SEC. She was the second leading scorer on Missouri. We've got Cameron Williams, number 44, in there as well. Jordan Hobbs gets the start, and, of course, Layla Filia, and then Elise Stuck. So you're surprised only one transfer in the starting lineup. Yeah, no, that's a little surprising. Personally, I thought they'd be in the start. All three would be in the starting lineup just to try to, get acclimated with the system. But, we'll see. We will see. And, again, for the Mastodons of Purdue Fort Wayne, we've got Destiny Marshall. We've got Amelia Broman-Schenkel. We've got Jaslyn Linbo as well, along with Shayla Sellers, who I hit on earlier, and then Ryan Ott as well in their starting lineup. So it's those five versus the Michigan 5 to start it off, and we are just about set for tip Michigan in their opening night. I think they're looking for their 10th straight home opening win tonight as well, which is an incredible stat as well. So we'll have to see how that goes tonight with this, this non-conference matchup against Purdue Fort Wayne, who finished, I believe, 6th in their conference last year. 14-19 overall record for the Mastodons of Fort Wayne. So here we go. Tip is won, and we are underway as Shayla Sellers has the ball, and she swings it over to Broman-Schenkel. Marshall inside, trying to feed her Linbo inside. And good defense. Yeah, good and here come the Wolverines. There. Yeah, she got beat there, so she was playing catch-up right there. Hansen gives it top of the key to Filia. She'll run the offense. The leading scorer this year, most expect. She was the second leading scorer last season. She gives it over to the transfer Hansen. Hansen looks inside. Cameron Williams, nice little move inside, missed it. Rebound out for Emerson. I mean, that was good. Broman-Schenkel swings it across. Here's Marshall. Filia guarding. Marshall at the free throw line. Swings it to the corner. Back to Linbo. Top of the key. Broman-Schenkel. Shot no good. Rebound to Cameron Williams. There's good ball movement for Purdue Fort Wayne right now. It just Michigan needs to, stay on their toes on defense. Hansen will set things up. 0-0 early. We're over a minute gone by. In the opening night of Michigan season, that's a three, and banked in by Jordan Hobbs. Good court vision for Filia as well there to find the open man. Jordan Hobbs on the board early. She figures to be a key contributor tonight. Here's a good move by Marshall. Marshall inside, nice floater. Yeah, that was a huge gap in the Michigan defense there. Just let the left side of the lane completely open. The senior from Louisville, Kentucky, another Purdue Fort Wayne standout, probably the third option on this Mastodons team. Here's Filia, top of the key. Williams tries to set her a screen. Filia doesn't use it. Now she's in trouble. Gives it back out. Hansen, crossover, jumper, no. No good. Oh, good tip by Hobbs, but right to the Mastodons. Here is the break, the three on that left side. It is good. Emerson knocks it down, and all of a sudden, the Mastodons lead 5-3. Yeah, that was just weird transition defense for Michigan. They didn't get back. They didn't hustle back there. Here's Cameron Williams. Looking for what to do. Swings it back out to Hobbs. Hobbs looking for something. Not a lot of movement off the ball for the Wolverines currently. Here's Filia. Finds her shot and puts it in on the right side. About a 10-foot jumper for Layla Filia, her first points as the game is tied at 5. Yeah, that looked like a better possession, a lot more communication there. Michigan needs to keep that up. Top of the key, here's the drive, and falling to the ground was Sellers. She lost it, now a turnover, and here come the Wolverines. Trying to lob it up, here's Elise Stuck. Under the basket. Now she has to swing it back up. Hobbs a three. No. She missed all of the net. It was a good read by Hansen to find Hobbs there. Or Stuck, I'm sorry, in transition there. 6:51 to go here in this first quarter. Again, it is quarters in women's basketball, as Destiny Marshall will run the point guard duties for right now. No substitutions made just yet by either side. as the score is 5 apiece. Just over 3 minutes gone by in this game. Here's the feed inside. Limbo trying to find her spot. Can't do it. Another great interior defensive play by Cameron Williams. And here comes the Wolverines. Lobbing it up. Stuck inside. Missed the net. Stuck again. Gets her own rebound. Puts it in.
There we go. I mean, it's good ball movement. I mean, the transition ball movement for Michigan's really good right now. Like Hansen finding Stuck earlier, and then Hobbs finding Stuck there again.
Yeah, Hobbs has been active early,
Yeah,
has that 3 and a nice little assist, or not even an assist because it was a missed layup, but still a nice pass as that is a foul, I think, on the floor. I don't know if that was on the floor or in the, yeah, it's on the floor. That's what I figured when around that. So 7-5 Wolverines. Inbound by Sellers, top of the key. Pass across. Sellers makes her move inside of the paint, trying to feed Limbo inside, and a good defensive play by Layla Filia. She kind of read that play, and here comes Jordan Hobbs on the transition. Hobbs looking up, trying to dribble across the paint and can't. She turned it over once again. Here comes Bromanchenko. Nice crossover move. The layup, no. And a rebound out to Stuck, and Stuck wants to run. Stuck falling, and a foul committed by Bromanchenko, but at least Stuck, and you can see the transition game early from the Wolverines. They want to get out and run.
Yeah, but I think that's killing them, honestly. It's that pace that's really, causing these turnovers, causing these bad shots or bad passes. So I think they really need to slow it down to get these better possessions.
So Stuck will inbound. Michigan 7-5 early. Matthew Levy, TJ Fossmeyer with you. Inbound is to Hansen. Hansen holding the ball a lot. It's been her and Filia creating so far. Filia gets to her spot on the left key, fading away. Shot doesn't go. Gets her own rebound. Now back up to the top of the key and puts it in. Nice move by Layla Filia.
Yeah, great second chance opportunity there. That's what Michigan needs to do. It seemed like, Purdue Fort Wayne, their biggest weakness is rebounding, so they need to capitalize on that.
Marshall swings it across. Here's Emerson trying to drive, kicks it out, back to the top of the key. Nice movement by the Mastodons. That three-pointer doesn't go from Bromanchenko, and the rebound out of bounds, and it will go back to the Wolverines.
That was great ball movement for the Mastodons. Great ball movement to find the open three there. Fortunately, they didn't capitalize on that, but that was great ball movement. Hansen takes it up with a 9-5 game. Michigan in the lead.
It's been fun early.
Yeah, it has.
The Wolverines team, a couple years ago, they were really built through Nas Hillman. It feels like the past couple years they've started to run a lot, and that's going to be an offensive foul. I don't know who it was on originally. It's going to be on Elise Stuck, and that will bring us to a TV timeout. 4:46 to go, so just over halfway through this first quarter. Michigan leading 9-5, led by Layla Filia's 4 points. She's 2 for 3 from the field. Jordan Hobbs with a nice 3, Elise Stuck with a nice transition layup. It's been Cameron Williams down low playing nice interior defense. Yeah. But the main thing what are you looking for so far early in this game, early in the season, so don't want to overreact to anything, but TJ, anything you can take away from those first 5 minutes?
I think they got out to a fast pace early on, and I think that, for a while that really helped them, but as it got on, I think that killed them. I think that just got them into bad shots or bad passes. So I think they really need to slow it down and be more methodical in their playing. I think the one thing that concerns me right now is Stuck's 2 fouls just in this first quarter. That's going to be a very concerning stat line, a very concerning narrative coming up, as she's a very influential player on this team.
Yeah, Elise Stuck, she was last season not as involved as she is now. I mean, they lost a lot. She was coming off the bench, averaged 2 points, two rebounds in about 10 minutes per game. Now she's thrusted into that starting lineup. We were wondering who's going to really be in that starting lineup. Is it Alyssa Croquette? Is it Taylor Williams, the grad transfer from Western Michigan? Who's that really wing player? It's her early, and she has 2 fouls, so not a great start for who's going to really fill those lost Wolverine minutes.
No, and especially because she'll probably be competing with Taylor Williams for a starting spot when we get into the thick of the Big Ten season. So she really needs to capitalize and make all these opportunities count, for her to get these playing time and get more of these opportunities.
And how impressed are you with Layla Filia? She just looks very comfortable out there. 2 for 3, 4 points. She has a rebound and an assist. It feels like, I know Hanson's really running the offense. It feels like towards the end of the games, once it gets tight, it's going to go through number 5.
Yeah, she just looks very confident, just pulling up mid-range. That one play where she had that second chance opportunity, she didn't let that first miss phase her. When she got the rebound, she just pulled it up right then and then, made the shot. So, she just looks very confident, and that's what this team needs, just more confidence.
And for Purdue Fort Wayne coming in this game, I know not a lot of people know about them. They were 14-19 last year, as you said, 6th in the Horizon Conference. They've moved the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
I know you commented on that, TJ.
Yeah.
What do you like about what they've done?
I mean, they're putting the Michigan defense in scrambles. The Michigan defense, when you look at them, they're always in constant movement. They're never set in front of their guy. So Purdue Fort Wayne, in order to be more effective, they need to capitalize on that and keep that Michigan defense moving and on their toes.
So the anticipated grad transfer from Western Michigan, Taylor Williams, is now in the game alongside Cameron Williams, as they have a little miscommunication right off the bat. That three-pointer is no good from Sellers, and here comes Filia looking to run. Filia gets to the free throw line, kicks it out. Hanson pumps. Looking, now she feeds Taylor. Taylor kicks it back out to Hobbs on the right side, inside of Cameron Williams. Cameron Williams spinning, turning, and puts it in. Nice move from Cameron Williams going over Linbo, and Michigan takes an 11-5 lead.
That was a good play, a good possession for Michigan, good ball movement.
Here on the left side, and coming into the game, Ryan Ott for the Mastodons. Linbo at the top of the key. Looks, nice little back cut right there from Sellers, but great help defense from Layla Filia, and here comes Jordan Hobbs. Over midcourt, Hobbs kicks it out. Filia looks. Three-pointer is up and good.
That's that confidence I was talking about. Just be able to pull up on that. Just to pull up in transition, pull up three like that.
The transition offense working early for the Wolverines as they lead 14-5. Linbo, top of the key. Gives it to Ott. Ott inside, layup, no. Rebound tipped up and staying with the Mastodons. Now kicks it out. Here's a three-pointer, and it is good. Broman Skull from downtown, and the lead is cut to 6. Here's Hanson. Here on the right side, Hanson looking to go left, can't. Good defense by Emerson. Emerson guards the transfer from Missouri. We've seen 2 of the 3 enter the game for the Wolverines so far. No freshman. As that move is inside, and a nice little move from Jordan Hobbs. She was at the top of the free throw line. Makes a man miss, and she's got another bucket. 16-8 Wolverines.
It's just the confidence that Michigan has in pulling up those shots. I mean, that's really opened up this game for Michigan. So they need to continue to do that.
Here's a nice little move inside. Ott forced up a shot. Good defense from Hobbs, and Taylor Williams looks to run. Williams, top of the key, makes her move, kicks it out on the right side to Filia. Filia to the top of the free throw line and puts it in once again. Layla Filia has just played excellent basketball. She's got 9 of the 18 as Michigan leads 18-8. Yeah. And I think a timeout here from the Mastodons.
I mean, it's her single-handed confidence in pulling up those shots like that. It's blowing up this lead for Michigan right now. And I think, and that's going to set this early narrative for Michigan that this offense and that this team is centered around Filia.
And it feels like her style is just – and she thrives in these one-on-one situations. And those one-on-one situations are really created by, hey, let's get out and run. Because now we got a plus matchup if we get out and run with a defender that's not as familiar with Filia's game. And all of a sudden she can make her move, get right to that free throw line, do a little put like a shot from the free throw line. Yeah. Or Hobbs is taking it out on the floor and kick it out to Filia, who's trailing for that 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, because I'm a Bulls fan, I'm going to say this. I mean, her style of play reminds me of DeMar. Just the way she can pull up mid-range and just be automatic and, really change the game because of that confidence, because of what she's able to do with her shot.
I mean, yeah, she is there was a question who was going to be the person. It's been Filia so far. She's got 9 of the 18 once again. She was named last year All Big Ten second team by the coaches and media, and showing that could she potentially be a first-team player this season. Michigan presses and forces the turnover. It was a ball thrown by Ott over the head of Marshall, and Michigan will take over possession.
That's a good adjustment for Michigan to be more aggressive on defense. It seems like they were a little passive before, just being on the run all the time, and now that they're more set, I think that really helped them there, especially on that possession.
Macy Brown has entered the game. She's got the ball here on the left side, kicks it out. Nice pass. Camp Schroeder a three on the right side. No. And a rebound. Good rebound from Taylor Williams. Taylor Williams is now fouled by Bromanskoll, and a good job, second chance opportunities. Taylor Williams already making her presence known.
I mean, that's what I was alluding to before. It's just these grad transfers that are going to make immediate impact on this team. Like Michigan struggled with rebounding last year, and that's what Taylor Williams is going to do. Help that out.
2 rebounds so far in limited minutes. She's coming off the bench, remember. Here's Philly on the right side. Gets to her spot once again. Top of the key, no. Or top of the free throw line, excuse me. And here comes Marshall looking to run for the Mastodons. Marshall kicks it on the right side. Here's Woodson. She's entered the game. That ball was chucked up off the top of the backboard, and now Michigan runs. Camp Schroeder, who just entered for the Wolverines, gives it to the freshman Brown. Now back across for a Philly three. That doesn't go, and a rebound to Bromanskoll. Bromanskoll looks to run. Back up top of the key to Marshall. Marshall one-on-one with Taylor Williams. Marshall trying to get inside. Nice block.
Good defense.
That was Solemn with the block.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great defense for Michigan. It seems like whatever they did in that last time out to change those defensive adjustments, I mean, it's really helping. They're just a lot more aggressive. They don't seem to be as flustered as they were to start out this game.
They're pressuring the ball a little bit more aggressive at the point of attack, which has really helped them. Sellers trying to inbound, almost a 5-second, and then almost forcing a turnover is Taylor Williams once again. It deflected, we thought, off of the Mastodon player, Sellers, but it stays with the Mastodons. Sellers will inbound once again. Back to Emerson. She's looking for Ott on the other side, and it was almost it was tipped actually by Macy Brown. Macy Brown, the freshman from East Grand Rapids, Michigan. Another player that, again, with all the talent lost, you want to see what these freshmen can do, and she's already making her impact.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, she was named Miss Basketball last year, so she's going to make – I expect her to make an immediate impact.
Camp Schroeder gets the steal. She's looking to run, kicks it. Here's Woodson, the other freshman. Woodson inside. Here's Solemn looking. Back up, top side here on the left. Nice little fade from Camp Schroeder. Doesn't go, but look who's got a rebound. It's another Michigan player. It's Whitney Solemn, and then she's fouled. So the size of the Wolverines already making an impact as well.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they're already improving on some of their weaknesses last year with, getting these second chance opportunities off offensive rebounds, which is really good to see.
Nearly doubling the rebound total of Purdue Fort Wayne, 13-7 in favor of the Wolverines. Here's Williams on the right side. Williams trying to go towards the middle, trying to make her move, almost travel, doesn't go. Good D there by Bromanskoll. And here comes Marshall the other way. Marshall double, nice little pass, limbo. They try to trap the screen, but Marshall makes
great
the Wolverines play.
Great court vision.
Macy Brown controlling. Defender trying to force, or Emerson trying to force her right. Nice little move, and Brown, offensive foul. Nice little move by Limbo, and Macy Brown maybe holding the ball a little bit too much right there.
Yeah, it seems like Michigan's really good when they, include everybody. They get everybody involved in the offense. Yeah, that was a weird possession for Michigan.
So 3.5 seconds left in this first quarter. Michigan leading 18-10. We'll have an inbounds, probably a check up here from Emerson. With 3, with 2, Woodson defending. She's trapped, now throws it back, and that's not gonna be in time. So Michigan up 18-10 here in the first quarter. Looking very strong. Scoring 9 of the 18 is Layla Filia. She has been awesome. Cameron Williams leading the rebounding charge with 3 boards. They've actually rebounded really well, as we said. 13 rebounds, including 4 offensive rebounds in total. As for Purdue Fort Wayne, they're led by Emerson. Audra Emerson with 3 points. The team totals, the couple players tied at 2 rebounds, and Shayla Sellers at 1 assist. But Michigan in control early. Some things you look for early in that first half.
I mean, just, Michigan being able to attack the boards right off the jump, both on offense and on defense as well. And I liked how Michigan adjusted on defense as well. It seemed like they were very flustered to start out the game. Even have let Purdue Fort Wayne have a lead in the first quarter. But, they were able to make that adjustment, be more aggressive at the point of attack like you were saying earlier, especially with the inbound passes being aggressive off the jump as well. Just those adjustments has really been playing well for Michigan.
Michigan 8 of 18 from the field. Purdue Fort Wayne 4 of 15, 26.7% to 44.4%. Michigan 2 for 5 from three-point land. Purdue Fort Wayne 2 for 4. Anything from those stats?
No, it's just like Michigan's very efficient. They were, in the top half of the Big Ten, just with field goal percentage and just being able to shoot the ball at an efficient rate. And I'd expect that to continue as well, especially with Philia. It seems like she's been very efficient as well. And even with the misses, that confidence within herself has not tapered off at all.
And I want to get into these freshmen. I didn't know if we were going to see them this early in the game, but we saw them in the first quarter. Macy Brown, the freshman, she's number 74 according to ESPN as a 4-star recruit. As you said, TJ, she won Michigan Miss Basketball. What are you looking from her? Because she used to be the person at her high school. Now she's got to fit in with a team here in Michigan.
Well, there's that example with that last Michigan possession of the first quarter. It seemed like she held the ball and kind of forced up some weird shots at the last second. I think she needs to just get everybody else involved. But, that'll just take time. I mean, she's a freshman on a pretty good Michigan team. So she'll, just make those adjustments. It's early on. It's the first game of the year.
And I think the other point that I wanted to make, Taylor Williams, to me, she looked impressive out there.
She looked really good.
She's an all-MAC defensive team player, grad transfer from Western Michigan. She adds that rebounding, that toughness that it feels like Michigan was lacking last season.
Yeah, I mean, from this game, she's making an immediate impact on this team, and that can only add another dimension to this team to, for them to be able to compete against Iowa and Indiana.
So Hansen back in, the other transfer, as we've mentioned earlier. She swings it over to Camp Schroeder, now back to Philia. Hansen here on the left side. She gets the screen from Williams. Hansen towards the middle, towards the free throw line, trying to feed Williams. Nice no-look pass, and Cameron Williams puts it up and in.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like, these Williams girls, they're going to make such a big impact on the post for Michigan.
So what can the Mastodons do here offensively? Roman Skull swings it. Marshall left open for a 3. No, and a rebound to Hansen. She looks to run once again. Michigan continues to run. Hansen, easy layup, misses it. She just missed it. It was open, and now Broman Skill will bring it back the other way. She looks to take on Philia. Marshall inside. Nice little pass. Linbo working on Williams. Linbo scoop and scores. Here's Camp Schroeder. Over to Philia. Back on the left side of Hansen. She wants a screen once again from Williams. She doesn't use it, and now settles for a jumper. Doesn't go, and a rebound. Camp Schroeder trying to save it, but her foot was out of bounds. It will go back to the Mastodons.
I just think Michigan needs to slow down. I mean, it just seems like at the start of these quarters, Michigan's, making some bad decisions, or they're not, finding the right person here. So they just need to slow down, make these reads and, find the right person.
Yeah, I think the one thing that we got to see develop is who's going to be that second scorer. Right now it's been Philia and no one else. Here's Linbo inside. The layup doesn't go. Good deep from Cameron Williams. And looking to run into the Wolverines once again. Hobbs trying to sneak inside. Ooh. Sellers thought she got all ball. Wasn't. It's a foul. And now with 8:24 in the second, we've got another foul called on the Mastodons.
Yeah, hard foul. That was a good transition for Michigan finding the open girl right there. That was a great ball movement.
Michigan leading 20-12 here early, again led by Layla Philia. She's got 9 points. Jordan Hobbs with 5. Cameron Williams with 4. Rebounding has been another point of emphasis that the Wolverines have controlled so far, 15-10 on the rebounding side. The inbound, Hansen finds Filia for 3. No, and a rebound stays with Michigan. Second chance opportunity, and Hansen drills it.
Exactly what I was talking about in between the quarters here. It's just these second chance opportunities for Michigan, and that'll add just another dimension to this team.
Croquette, who's coming off the bench, gets the rebound, kicks it out, and Laura Hansen's got her first points as a Wolverine. Limbo passing to Marshall, now kicks it out. Back to the top. Nice little play. Odd inside. Missed the floater. And a rebound to Croquette. Croquette swings it. Hansen, another 3. No, but a nice little rebound. Filia puts it in.
Exactly.
Layla Filia feeling herself early. I mean, she's in double digits.
I mean, yeah, you can just see the rebound margin here, 18-10 for Michigan, and then offensive rebound 6-2. It's these second chance opportunities that's really putting Michigan ahead here.
Limb here on the left side. They've run the offense really through Limb at the top of the key, Limbo, and that is going to be a whistle and a blocking foul called on the Wolverines. So you talked about it. Stuck went out with Elise Stuck. She was starting in this game. She goes out with 2 fouls, and now they've had to replace her by committee. Yeah. We saw Woodson at point. Now we see Crockett as well. It's been interesting to see those rotations kind of take place. Here's Marshall. Swings it out here on the left side. Ooh, nice little move. Scoop. Layup is good. Erin Woodson, the freshman from Richmond, Virginia for the Mastodons, getting her first points. Hansen dribbling, trying to find Crockett, and just missed her. Turnover by the Wolverines.
So you will see Taylor Williams come back in. Just like what you were talking about, you see these rotation to replace Stuck, who was in the starting lineup originally. So we're seeing this rotation to compensate for Stuck's foul trouble early on in this game.
Now Cameron Williams is out. In is Taylor Williams, so Williams replacing Williams. Here on the left side, Woodson looking, finds Limba. That's Graber, excuse me, and Graber now steps out of bounds.
Great post defense to force her at that baseline there. Really good defense.
But it feels like for the Mastodons, it's been Limbo really running the offense at the top of the key. Yeah. Now she's out, so I'm wondering if that offensive production that they got earlier kind of falls off here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they adjust here.
Hobbs, Filia. Back to Hobbs. Hobbs looks to drive on the right side. Hobbs inside, blocked. Nice block by Woodson, and now looking to run is Bromanskoll. Bromanskoll hesitates, spins, puts it in. Nice little move.
Wow. Yeah, good move there.
Working on Jordan Hobbs, and she's got another 2 points and cut the lead to 9. Hansen. Here's Filia. Hobbs. Waiting and good ball pressure, and Woodson trying to force a turnover. She can't, and it's back to the Wolverines with 8 on the shot clock. They're behind half court. Filia's got to go with 5. Filia settles 3, no. And it will go back to Purdue Fort Wayne.
Seems like Filia's been a little cold recently, so we'll see how she adjusts as this game goes on. As Macy Brown comes in for Lauren Hansen, and Stuck back into the game as well.
So with the 2 fouls, Elise Stuck is back in there. Filia's got 11 to lead the Wolverines scoring as they lead 25-16. Just over 6 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's the drive. Bromanskoll looking back to the top here on the right side. Marshall wants the screen from Graber. Marshall kicks it. 3. Woodson hits the front rim. No, gets her offensive rebound. Now looking to kick it back out. She gets it to Marshall. Williams guarding her. Marshall the 3. No. And a rebound now secured once again by the Mastodons. Now here's Bromanskoll. The hook doesn't go, and out of bounds it will go to the Wolverines. But almost 3 offensive rebounds right there.
Yeah, it was just bad positioning for the Wolverines there. They just weren't in the right spots. They weren't boxing out. That'll just come with time, and that was one of their struggles last year. But they do seem to be improving on that in this game generally.
Macy Brown, the freshman, the talented Michigan Miss Basketball, back in the game. Here's Jordan Hobbs. She gets the screen from Taylor Williams. Hobbs kicks it. Philia, 3, no. Rebound secured. Here comes Emerson the other way. Emerson. Nice little pump. Broman still trying to fade away. Blocked by Taylor Williams. She gets the rebound.
Great defense. Wow.
Taylor Williams looking to run. Williams. And she turned it over. Doing too much.
Yeah.
Back the other way. Woodson. Blocked. No. A foul called on Macy Brown. So back and forth action. And a foul called.
Yeah, going back to that last possession for Michigan, Williams did not need to hold that ball there. It seems like Michigan thrives when they involve everybody, and it seems like when they get themselves down or when they turn the ball over or force up a bad shot, it is because of one player holding the ball, and that was a good example of it right there.
But overall, they've controlled the rebound department, but still four offensive rebounds given up to a Mastodons team that's not as tall or as deep inside as the Wolverines.
Yeah. And I also want to point out the turnover margin. It's the same. Each team has 5. So, Michigan, if they want to make that next step, they need to limit those turnovers. And mostly those have been in transition because just rushing the ball up or one player holding on to it for the entire possession. So they need to involve everybody to prevent those turnovers from happening.
Yeah, turnovers right now. Michigan has 5 here in the first half to Purdue Fort Wayne's 5. So both teams having 5 turnovers. We talked about the rebounding. I want to hit on Layla Philia. She's just been dominant so far, 5 for 11 from the field, and she hasn't even hit her 3. She's only 1 for 5.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like she's been in a little bit of a cold spell despite that hot start, but Philia's been feeling it, to be honest.
Oh, I love that. Philia's been feeling it.
She's been feeling it, though. She's had a great start, and it's a clear signal to opponents out in and out of the Big Ten that she'll be running this offense at the moment.
Yeah, but Michigan, despite her hot start, they have 0 points in the last 3 minutes, 13 seconds.
Ooh.
I think the other thing we're looking to find is who's going to be that second scorer for the Wolverines, right? They had Layla Philia last year as that secondary scorer. They don't have that this year just yet.
And I think it's just Hansen and Brett, they need to find their rhythm within this new offense. Transferring from different schools, they need to find the feel within this offense and within this system. That'll just come with time, as well as it is only the second quarter of the whole season. So we'll have to see how that develops throughout the season and even throughout this game.
Yeah, this is Michigan's first game since their second-round exit last season to LSU, the 3-seeded LSU Tigers, who went on to win it all, again, losing Maddie Nolan, losing Emily Kaiser, Leah Brown, really key contributors of this team. You wondered, how is this team going to look this season? Yeah. But we know the unquestioned leader. It's going to be Layla Philia. She showed her strength and her talent so far, but it's going to be about how do these players complement her? What do these transfers add? What do these freshmen add? And that's what you're really looking for in the opening game.
It seems like this transfer and this freshman class have really complemented those big losses from last year. While they might not be the same players, they might not be the same system, but they add new dynamics to this team that could take this team just to another level.
Shooting free throws for the Mastodons is Woodson, and Woodson makes her free throw, cuts the lead to 7. 4:23 to go as Macy Brown trying to feed a pass to Philia on the left side, and it was a kickball violation against Purdue Fort Wayne.
Hansen comes into the game here for Brown, and Williams, they trade off positions as well.
So Michigan will inbound it on the bottom of the hoop. Hansen looking for someone, finds Philia on the left side, and Philia's shot just short, and a rebound fought for and won by Lindbow. She's back in the game once again for Graber.
That looked like out on Mastodons personally. I think that was the wrong call there.
But Purdue Fort Wayne will take over as the pressure now applied by Woodson, the freshman for the Wolverines, seeing some action once again. Here's Emerson into the lane. Emerson's floater. Oh, nice little move right there, and they cut the lead to 5. Michigan struggling to score 0 points in the last three,
Yeah, they need to
41. And how can they score is the question. And then a turnover. No, we've got a whistle. That might be a foul, but that sure to me looked like a turnover once again.
Yeah, that looked like another turnover. It was just, I mean, that was a forceful pass. I mean, she was being double teamed right on the corner there. Yeah, it just seems like they're forcing stuff that's not there.
Yeah, that was Cameron Williams that they're trying to find, and now another substitution. Jordan Hobbs back in, and you're just trying to figure out if it's not going to be Layla Filia, who is it going to be for the Wolverines, and we haven't found that yet.
Yeah, there's no clear second option right now.
Hansen fading, no, but a rebound to Hobbs. Hobbs back to Hansen. Hansen looks to drive, kicks it back out here on the right side to Filia. Filia back to Woodson, same side. Top, Filia. To Hobbs. Hobbs directing traffic. Looks for Woodson. 6 on the shot clock. Woodson going across. Gets an open layup and scores.
There you go. And that ends that nearly 40 or 4-minute scoring drought for Michigan.
So Taylor Woodson on the board with her first 2 as a freshman. And the first points as a Wolverine. And that is a foul called against the wonderful freshman. So Taylor Woodson, the other freshman coming in again, ranked number 59, so a little bit higher than Macy Brown. 4-star recruit, averaged 19 a game as a senior from Minnetonka, Minnesota.
I believe she played high school varsity for 6 years, too, so that level of experience she's also going to bring to Michigan as well.
Ooh, an errant pass there. An errant pass by Schwederman, who has recently just checked in, the freshman from Portland, Indiana. She was trying to find go across the key and just didn't work. So Michigan will take over. They lead by 7. Hobbs at the top, trying to direct traffic, swings it on the right side of Hansen. Hansen pumps, looking for Cameron Williams. She'll reset with 15 on the shot clock.
Nearly an errant pass there for Hansen.
Hobbs back to Woodson. Woodson makes her move, kicks it out. Filia 3. No, and a rebound to Hobbs. Hobbs inside, trying to force it up. It goes. What a shot from Jordan Hobbs.
It's those second chance points. I mean, there was that last possession that ended the scoring drought. That was a second chance opportunity for Michigan. They need to capitalize on these second chance opportunities just like they've been doing the whole game.
8 offensive rebounds for the Wolverines as they lead 29-20. Here's Emerson. She's double teamed, trying to find Lindbow. She does. Lindbow inside against Hansen. She had an errant dribble, but now a foul called. I don't know who it's on. I think it's against the Mastodons. It's on Lindbow, trying to dive for the basketball from Layla Filia. And again, excellent defense. That's the 7th turnover for the Mastodons.
Yeah, they looked a lot more present and aggressive on that possession. That was a really good defensive possession for Michigan.
That's the 2nd on Lindbow. She now checks out as Graber checks in the backup. So Hobbs is the 2nd leading scorer right now for the Wolverines with 7. Maybe that's a clue. Hobbs to Hansen. Hansen looks to drive. Stuttering, looking. Oh, she stepped out of bounds. It was close, but the referee saw it here on the far baseline, right under the hoop, and it will go back to Purdue Fort Wayne.
Good play nevertheless, though. Good ball movement there.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Wolverines up 9. Here in the opening night, Chrysler Center. Nice little swing pass. Bromanskol takes a 3. No. Rebound secured for the moment. Now it's not. Marshall, now Hansen comes away with it, and here come the Wolverines. Hansen looking to run. Waiting for Hobbs to come down the floor. Woodson in attack mode. Can't get it to go. She actually turned it over and hit her leg, and it will go back to Purdue Fort Wayne, 1:33 to go.
I mean, the last few possessions, it's just been good communication, good ball movement for the Wolverines. It's just been unlucky these last 2 possessions.
That is the 7th turnover for the Wolverines, so something to keep your eye on for Coach Kim Barnes-Amico. In her 12th season as the Michigan head coach, she's had immense talent. That's going to be tipped up and staying with Purdue Fort Wayne. She's had immense talent throughout her career. She had Naz Hillman last season. Once again, back in the tournament, lost as the 6th seed in the 2nd round. This year, she's the winningest coach in program history, but this year presents kind of a different challenge for her in her 12th year.
I know she said this year that the Big Ten, this is the most difficult conference she's ever competed against, so we'll have to see how she competes.
Marshall trying to shrug off Woodson. She cannot, and here comes Hansen once again. Hansen keeps it, kicks it out. Hobbs on the right side. Hobbs spins. Nice little move. Jordan Hobbs for 2.
Again, it's that good ball movement. Hansen, drove to the basket, saw that didn't work, and kicked it out to Hobbs to make the better play there.
Jordan Hobbs starting to take over. She's 4 for 6 from the field. She's got 9 points.
Yeah, she's been looking like the second option on this team that's they've been trying to find other than Felia.
Marshall to Bromanskill. Bromanskill hesitating, trying to work good deep from Felia. Kicks it out to Marshall. 5 on the shot clock. Marshall trying to settle, can't find it. Now Graber has to chuck it up. Doesn't go.
Yeah, they look a lot more present on defense, the Wolverines, forcing these empty possessions and forcing these bad shots that's taking them deep into the shot clock.
22.9 to go here in the second quarter. TJ and Matt Levy alongside for the opening night. 15 seconds. We're also live on WCBN-FM Ann Arbor. Thank you all for tuning in. YouTube, WCBN, thank you. As Filia's jumper doesn't go with 5 seconds. Mastodons trying to win. They lost it for a second, and it'll go out of bounds back to the Wolverines. So now they got a chance with 3.5 seconds. What do you expect them to do?
Get it to Hobbs. She's been really feeling it this quarter, and she's emerged as the second option behind Felia, who had a hot first quarter. I'm expecting Hobbs here. But don't forget Felia.
As the band chants 3 to kind of give them a clue as to how many seconds are left. Laura Hansen will inbound. Lauren Hansen, 5'8" guard from Long Island, New York. She'll inbound from the left. Cameron Williams standing on the top. They give it, trying to find Felia. Nice deflection there from Manciori, and it will stay with Michigan now. 3.1 seconds. That's going to be a timeout called by Arico.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be a good play design right there. You're giving the ball to Felia right on the paint there for the easy shot.
Trying to give her the ball in the left block. There was actually no help coming over. It was just the hands of Manciori getting in the way.
Yeah, that was lucky. That was a great play design for Michigan.
Do you want someone bigger inbounding that ball? Maybe to get it over.
That's what I'm thinking. Hansen's really been inbounding a lot. I'd expected someone bigger to inbound, but it seems like Hansen, that's been her role on this team right now. So let's see if they make a switch here.
We will see. No one comes.
Felia's inbounding.
So now with 3.1 seconds, Layla Felia will inbound with 11 points so far in this first half. Gives it to Hansen with 2. With 1. Hansen drives. Chucks it up. She's fouled. And the basket goes.
What a play.
Lauren Hansen, with 3 seconds left, drove the paint after the pass from Felia inbounds. She gets the bucket and the foul. Wow. What a way to end the first half.
Great play. Wow. Yeah, I mean, she chucked that one up, too. Wow. Great play.
So with 0.0 seconds on the clock, we will get the free throw, and that will end the half. Michigan leading 33-20. By far the most exciting play of this first half.
Great way to end the second half, or the first half.
Free throw is good. Now, there's 0.3 seconds, and that'll end it. Michigan with an exclamation point to otherwise end an up and down first half, but they end strong as Michigan leads 34-20. Felia with 11 points, 5 for 14 from the field. Jordan Hobbs with 9, but Lauren Hansen providing the exclamation point with 6 points, 2 for 7 from the field as well in her first game as a Wolverine. TJ, what did you see in that first half?
Just seeing a little bit of inconsistency on the part of Michigan, on both the offensive and the defensive side. As far as for Michigan on offense, at some points in the game, they rushed into certain things. They're forcing some shots. as well as forcing some passes on offense in transition as well, which really got him in trouble in the first part of the first quarter and the start of the first quarter, start of the second quarter, my fault. So it seems like they need to get out of quarters and get out of these breaks on a better pace with a better mindset, because it seems like they're playing catch up and then they find a rhythm. But it is the first game of the year, so we'll have to see how all this translates to the rest of the year. And as far as defense, it seems like sometimes they're complacent at some points, and it even seems like they're flustered as well. They're always on the move. They're always trying to play catch up there as well. It seems like when they really attack the ball and really get to the point of attack against this Mastodon team, they're really, really successful. So they need to capitalize on those two things. And also as well, particularly for a few players on the Wolverine side, they seem to hold the ball, not share the wealth on this talented and deep Michigan team. When they hold the ball, as well as forcing these shots up, it seems like Michigan, they get themselves into trouble, which really allowed the Mastodons to crawl back. But Michigan really blew this lead open in the second half of the second quarter. So if you fix those things, it's all good, and it's early on in this year, in the season as well. And I want to see as well how Philia rebounds. She had a very hot first quarter. She's 5 for 14 from the field, has 11. She is the first option on this team, but she had a cold second quarter. Philia wasn't feeling it in the second quarter as she was feeling it in the first quarter. And she's 1 for 6 from 3 as well. So I want to see how she rebounds as well, and see how the other players on this team, such as Hobbs, she's really emerged as the second option on this team at the moment. So I have to see how Philia, arguably the first option on this team, rebounds from a cold stretch of late, and I want to see how Hobbs, if Philia doesn't rebound, see how Hobbs adjusts and maybe molds herself into the being the first option on this team for this game. Another thing I'm impressed with is seeing Taylor Williams really dominate the rebounding as well. For this Michigan team, they really struggled with rebounds. They were 10th in the Big Ten last year for rebounding. It seems like they're really improving on that one weakness that was picked up from last year. A very good improvement, and it's very impressive to see. See as well. I think the one thing Macy Brown, as Matt was saying earlier, she was the number one option in high school, coming out of high school, named Miss Basketball. So she was the number one option for 6 years on varsity basketball as well. So it'll take time for her to adjust from being that number one option to being a system player for now. So we'll have to see how she adjusts.
Hey, sorry about that. Thank you for filling in there, TJ. Before we let you go, this was a half, again, characterized up and down. But Michigan, something that they've struggled with, obviously, rebounding. They won 24-17. Turnovers, I got to fix. They trailed 9-7 in that category, but still 7's probably a lot for Coach Arico to like a lot for this team. And really, what I thought is really surprising, we haven't seen Elise Brett yet. The transfer, who was really the leading scorer, Alyssa Brett, leading scorer a year ago.
All MAC selection as well. I mean, all these transfers are 1,000-point scorers in their career. They all have made an impact on this team. So that's why I believe that they'll make such a big impact for Michigan as well.
And also, looking at this team, right, you have these freshmen, you have these transfers, but it feels like it's going to be built through Philia and Hobbs.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have Lauren Hansen, obviously, who's been handling the ball a lot. But if you had to predict, it's the second option that we were discussing throughout that broadcast. It feels like it's going to be.
See how Philia rebounds, because she had a relatively cold second quarter. So if she doesn't heat up in this third quarter in the second half, I'm interested to see how Hobbs adjusts to that and maybe assumes the role of a first option in this game.
The junior from Springboro, Ohio, last year started 9 of 30 games she played in. 15 minutes, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 option. She was in Auburn for a year. She went to Missouri for 18 and 14 in the SEC. They finished 9th overall. What did you see from her in that first half?
I mean, she was able to lead this offense at the point. I mean, it seemed like she was really the floor general here, which was really interesting to see. You know, being new to the system and being new to Amiko's coaching style and system as well, for her to lead this offense from the jump, that's really intriguing and exciting to see.
And before we let you go here, TJ, you want to give me a couple thoughts for the second half?
I think the big thing is I want to see how Feely rebounds and maybe see how Hobbs adjusts within her role, because she's really assumed. You know, we were questioning who that second option was. Hobbs really took that role and emerged as the second option. I'm interested to see that, and I'm interested to see as well how Michigan's going to limit their turnovers as well. It seems like that has killed them in this game, or at least been their biggest weakness. So I want to see how they limit that as well.
All right, well, thank you so much, TJ, for hopping on. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun one. Michigan leading 34-20. Now we'll switch out here for the moment. Bring on Jaden. And before Jaden comes on, Michigan again leading 34-20. We're about 7 and change to go before we start this second half. Michigan led by Layla Felia. She's had 9 points so far. Or 11 points so far for the Wolverines. Jordan Hobbs with 9, Cameron Williams with 4, Lauren Hansen with 6. Jaden, thank you for coming on. What did you see in that first half?
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a more evenly matched half than I was expecting, honestly, from Michigan. I was expecting them to pull away a little more, but they did better towards the end of that half. Lots of turnovers from both teams, which definitely hurt them in the transition. So now looking into the second half, looking to get better on both sides of the ball and try to limit those turnovers, definitely.
Those turnovers you just discussed, Michigan had 7 compared to Purdue Fort Wayne, 9 turnovers. You know, of course that comes with, you know, just the first game of the year, but it feels like they're running a bit more, maybe contributing to some of those turnovers.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like, for Michigan at least, they were trying to play really fast-paced, and I think it might help for both teams just to kind of slow it down on offense. That might help limit some of those turnovers and get better shot options up. But Michigan seemed to be doing better with that towards the end of the half, but definitely looking to play a little bit slower and kind of get used to the pace of the game.
I think with losing 3 starters from a year ago, the question was who's going to replace those starters, and some of that has been the transfers. Anything you see from either Hansen or Williams so far, the 2 transfers that have played?
I think both the transfers have done well. It's definitely going to take a little bit for them to acclimate with the team. Layla Felia is clearly that star player, along with Hobbs doing really well. So I think it's going to be essential for them to kind of work with those 2 players to get really acclimated into the way Michigan plays.
You know, those 2 players alongside Layla Felia, Jordan Hobbs. There's also a couple players that we really haven't seen a whole bunch. I mean, Grace Kampschroeder for one for the Wolverines. Some of these players that have been on the roster before. Any maybe player that you're looking for the second half, if this gets out of hand, that you want to see kind of thrive as a Wolverine in this first game?
Honestly, all of them. I think Macy Brown especially, I think she's really a promising freshman coming in here for Michigan. So I think she could really add something to these more veteran players.
Yeah, those, you know, Macy Brown, she had her moments in that first half. She played a little bit. Michigan missed basketball, as we've already highlighted. Number 74, ESPN recruit. Not her best, of course. She had that one turnover, kind of dribbling around, not knowing what to do. It'll be interesting to her, like, really to acclimate from being the star on her team now to a team to where she'll probably be a secondary option.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of a learning curve for Macy and for Alyssa, both freshmen here. But I think it's something that they're up for the challenge, and Michigan's really the best school for them. It'll really help them learn, help them grow, and these juniors and seniors, especially Layla Felia, I think will be a lot of help for them in learning what college basketball is really like.
And for the Mastodons, you know, they scored 20 points in that half, 8 for 28 from the field, but 28.6%. What did you see from them? What did you like what they did?
I was honestly surprised. They did a lot better, in my opinion, than I was expecting them to. I have to give them credit for that. Some key players for them, Broman Schinkel and Marshall, definitely were facilitating a lot of their offense. But again, just like Michigan, they are going to have to work on playing a little bit slower to try to limit some of those turnovers if they want to hang in this game here.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like what it's going to come down to in the second half. If Purdue Fort Wayne sticks around, it's turnovers, it's offensive rebounds, and stuff that Michigan does to kind of keep them in the game. But when they turn up the pressure, when you saw at the end of the first half, end of the first quarter for the Wolverines, and then at the end of the first half when they went on a 9-0 run, it was really when they turned up the pressure that it really started going their way.
Yeah, it definitely did help them out there. I think overall for both teams, just kind of finding that rhythm, finding what works is going to be the key to success for either of these teams if they want to come away with a win today.
And, you know, Michigan ranked number 25 by USA Today. They're kind of that fringe top 25 team, replacing a lot as we've gone into, replacing them with transfers. And what do you see? Has anything changed about your outlook for the year from this first half?
Honestly, if Michigan's going to want to stay in that top 25, when they're going to start playing better teams, they're going to need to be a little bit more consistent on both sides of the ball. Obviously, this is opening game of their season, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but they're definitely going to need to work on that consistency if they want to stay up there in the top 25 with some of these other Big Ten teams and obviously the rest of the top 25. So,
you know, it's tough because Michigan, as Kim Barnes-Arico said, it's the toughest conference that she's ever coached in. Right? You have some of these top teams. You have Ohio State. You have Indiana. You have Caitlin Clark and Iowa. So to compete with those teams, maybe it's kind of, all right, how are we going to score with them? And maybe that's through transition. That's what you've seen so far. But I think the other thing that's been encouraging to see is the production inside from Cameron Williams and Taylor Williams. We talked about Taylor Williams briefly, but Cameron Williams is another player that's been on this team that started last season, and now she's back. She has 4 points, not as involved as you would like, but she's made a huge impact, especially on the rebounding department, having four of the 24 rebounds.
right, it might not seem like it when it comes down to points, but there's definitely a lot of players that are helping facilitating this offense for Michigan, and it's going to show, especially when they play some more difficult teams. So getting acclimated, working with all their players. And it's also nice to see that Michigan's really spreading the wealth when it comes to minutes today, giving a lot of their players an opportunity to showcase what they have. And I think that's going to be essential for figuring out what players work in what spots and just seeing what type of offense works for Michigan for the upcoming games.
Michigan, Purdue, Fort Wayne. It is 34-20. Here through the first half. Opening night here at the Chrysler Center. Men's in action tomorrow. Of course, we'll have live coverage here on the YouTube channel, WCBN. Right now you're listening on WCBN-FM Ann Arbor. So thank you all for tuning in. One of our FM games of the year, which is exciting. As always, opening night, Michigan in action after losing last season in the second round of the NCAA tournament to the eventual national champion LSU Tigers, though they are number 1 ranked, I think, in the preseason AP poll, those Tigers, so not a terrible loss by any means. But Michigan comes in, replacing a lot. You wondered, we've touched on it, how they kind of bounce back, what they kind of do. And now for the second half, as they lead by 14, I want to ask you, Jaden, as you join the call for the second half. TJ did an awesome job in the first half. Jaden, what do you want to focus on here in the second?
I think, honestly, need to focus on slowing the game down a little bit. Obviously, those bursts of energy in transition are still going to be crucial, but overall, slowing things down, trying to limit the turnovers, take better shot options is going to be crucial if Michigan wants to come away with that win today.
Limiting the turnovers. We'll watch it as we are 20 seconds. Little light show blaring. The band is fired up. It's nice to be back here in the Chrysler Center. Little kids, little girls, of course, in attendance as well. The Maze Rage section is back for basketball. I'm sure they'll be out tomorrow when Michigan hosts UNC Asheville in men's basketball as well. So we are just about set for the second half. Michigan leading 34-20. The Mastodons will start with the basketball as they trail in this one. Can they start this second half right as Marshall will take the inbound from Broman Schinkel. Here's Marshall. Hanson on her. Marshall kicks it to the side on the left. Now swings it back to the right. As trying to shoot it was Emerson, and she was played by Hanson, who had a nice play on the ball. It was essentially a block, maybe a jump ball. It will stay with the Mastodons.
Almost looking at another early turnover there.
That was actually a foul eventually called on Hanson. That was an interesting call as Purdue Fort Wayne will inbound. Sellers to Bromanskoll. 15 on the shot clock. Lindbow working on Williams. Now inside of Bromanskoll, trying to scoop layup. Doesn't go on Filia.
Nice defense by Layla Filia there.
Hanson back the other way. Trying to get this offense rolling. How do they do in the half court? A lot of transition offense from the Wolverines. Here's Stuck. Over to Hobbs on the left side. Hobbs back to the top. Now swings it back to the left to Hanson. Hanson makes her move. Nice little crossover. Floater doesn't go. Gets her own rebound as she falls to the ground, but then turned it over. Marshall looking to run. Marshall, stutter step. The layup is good. Good body control, good balance on Layla Filia, and the lead is cut to 12.
Nice possession there by Purdue Fort Wayne. Definitely caught Michigan a little bit off guard with that turnover on the end.
Lead is 12. Hanson on the right side, back to the top to Stuck. Good ball pressure from Marshall on Filia. Filia makes her move to the bottom. Filia turns, spins, jumper doesn't go. Rebound to Cameron Williams. Tip from Stuck. Then she's triple teamed. Then a jump ball. Michigan still holding the rebound advantage, 27-17. But the key factor there is the offensive rebounding. 10-4 in favor of the Wolverines. Another offensive rebound, another second chance.
These offensive rebounds are really good for Michigan, looking to get some of those second chance points.
Macy Brown checks in and she'll inbound. Brown to Filia on the left side. Filia takes a dribble, steps into it, doesn't go. Rebound to Emerson. Emerson looks to run for the Mastodons. Here's a three. Sellers got it. Shayla Sellers looking like her sister as the lead is cut to 9.
Some early points here by Purdue Fort Wayne, looking for Michigan to keep that lead up as it's now not in double digits anymore.
Nice move inside. Filia can't get the layup to go. Gets her offensive rebound. Turning, spinning, layup. She's fouled.
Nice offensive rebound once again. Although she didn't get the basket there, she did get the foul call. So it's going to be important for Michigan to keep that up.
So Filia will head to the line for 2. A cold start to this third quarter after a hot start to this game. She's got 11, 4, and 1. Rebounds to an assist. First one rattles in. So as we talked about in that halftime show, Jaden, we get to see Macy Brown right now. She struggled a little bit in that first half, the freshman. How does she come out in the second half will be something we will monitor. Michigan leads 36-25 as Filia went 2 for 2 from the line. Nice move by Bromanskoll on her left side, trying to get through, and a foul called on Jordan Hobbs. She's shocked by the call, but a nice little move by Bromanskoll. She's had some dribble penetration that has worked against this Michigan defense, and now she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, she's definitely been one of the better players for Purdue Fort Wayne in this game. Definitely facilitating their offense, helping out there, and it's clearly showing now that they're closing down this lead.
First free throw is no good from Bromanskoll. She has 5 points. She's 2 for 9 from the field, and she is tied for the lead in scoring. Now takes the lead in scoring for the Mastodons. Nice little give and go action. Filia in the lane. No foul called as she falls, trying to get inside the paint, and it will go back to Purdue Fort Wayne. That is the 9th Michigan turnover.
Yeah, a couple early turnovers for Michigan here again. It's not as though they're playing as fast-paced, but a couple of mistakes on offense are leading to these ones here.
Here's an open three, and that one is good. Emerson in the corner here on that right side. Nice little give and go, and Michigan's lead is cut to 7. Hanging around is Purdue Fort Wayne. Here's Macy Brown on the left side. Under 7 to go in this third quarter. Feet inside. Solemn back outside. Hobbs open three. No. Rebound grabbed by Solemn. And she's fouled.
Mastodons have come out really strong this second half here. Michigan's got to kind of adjust to this offense that they're playing if they want to keep up this lead.
They've made their last 3 field goals and a 3 there from Emerson. Leads all scoring with 8, and all of a sudden the lead was 14 at half. Now it's cut to 7. Here's Filia inside, drives into the paint. Her shot, good. Coming in from that left side. It was off her. That was a tough little move, and she gets it to go to make the lead back up to 9. Put the lead back up to 9, excuse me. Bromanskill across on the left side. Sellers looking for her once again. Bromanskill almost stepped, but limbo on the feed because of the help given by Solemn. Gets it to go, and the lead back down to 7. Michigan trying to get this offense rolling here. Williams, that's Taylor Williams, now to Solemn. Macy Brown on the left side. She's trapped on that pick and roll. Kicks it back out. Filia's 3. Yes! She needed that. She's now up to 18 on the night. Layla Filia carrying these Wolverines. They're up 10.
Layla Filia is definitely going to be that offensive spark that Michigan needs for this game and throughout the entire season if they want to compete.
Lindbow, Sellers knocks it down. How about this start from 3 from Purdue Fort Wayne? They cut the lead to 7. Purdue Fort Wayne is shooting lights out right now as Williams inside. Nice move. Past Sellers used her size advantage to put the lead back up to 9 with 5:23 in the third. Good start from the Mastodons, hanging around, but Michigan answers with Taylor Williams making a nice move on Shayla Sellers.
Yeah, Purdue Fort Wayne definitely used halftime to their advantage to work on some things that they needed to clean up here, and it is showing in their shooting. They have made almost every shot they've taken, and Michigan's going to have to keep up with them if they want to put up some of the same numbers here.
So Michigan leading 43-34. It's been an impressive start, as we've highlighted, by Purdue Fort Wayne in this second half. They've made their last 5 field goals, but Michigan is counter making their last 3. How do you slow down this three-point shooting barrage from Purdue Fort Wayne?
Yeah, that's a great question. Michigan's definitely going to have to do a better job pressuring the ball on defense and trying to limit some of those shots and maybe make them force them to take some layups instead of giving them these threes. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch coming up since they've been doing great at shooting to open this half here.
And Purdue Fort Wayne hasn't done it with just one player. They've had a lot of players kind of contribute. Sellers with 6, Emerson with 8, Bromanskill with 6, Lindbow with 6. So it's been a balanced effort. Meanwhile, for Michigan, it's not balanced. It's Layla Filia with 18, Jordan Hobbs with 9, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's about it for Michigan, those top 2 right there. So it'd be interesting to see if they can get something going for the rest of their players and spread out the scoring more like Purdue Fort Wayne, because it seems to be working for them.
It does. Michigan still up 9, but again, this is a game that people thought, hey, opening night, they've won their past 10 here in Chrysler Center. You thought they might run the table against a team that finished 6th in the Horizon League last year with an under 500 record. But Purdue Fort Wayne hanging around. Maybe it's the experience. Maybe it's Michigan trying to gather some new players and kind of develop that chemistry. But got to credit the Mastodons. They are hanging around right now.
Right, definitely cannot underestimate this team. They have come out strong in this second half. They are not going down without a fight today. So Michigan's going to have to keep it up if they want to beat this team, because they are showing their strong suits in their shooting.
Yes, they are. Michigan leads by 9. 5:23 to go here in this third quarter. A good press here from Taylor Williams, and she draws the travel against Shayla Sellers. So whenever Michigan needs to stop, they've gotten to that press. They did it in the first quarter. It worked, and it now worked again. So Michigan will take over possession.
Amazing energy there by Michigan. Definitely looking to see more of that now.
So now they'll get the inbound under their side they were trying to shoot on. Here's Hobbs inside. Makes a little move, hits the front rim. Nice rebound by Whitney Solom. Solom kicks it back out to Macy Brown. Brown looking, gives it back to Felia on the right side. Now back top of the free throw line. Nice little move by Williams, trying to get inside, doesn't. Gets her offensive rebound, then is fouled.
Nice offensive rebound again.
And so now another timeout, as we just had a timeout 30 seconds ago, but score hasn't changed. Michigan's still up 43-34.
Yeah, hopefully Michigan can get some offense going now. Looking to land some more of these shots here.
And here is the t-shirt toss, the famous t-shirt toss, as all the cheerleaders get the crowd going. Energy's good here for the opening night, Michigan and Purdue Fort Wayne. Beautiful night in Ann Arbor. It was 60, nearly 60 degrees. A little windy today, but the wind has kind of died down at night. Warm in here.
Definitely warm in here. We got a good amount of fans here for this opening game on a Monday night.
Yeah, weird opening night start. Monday night.
I know.
Michigan men's basketball, as we've mentioned, is in action tomorrow against UNC Asheville. That'll be fun as well. We've got a nice crew for that. Right here live once again on WCBN YouTube channel. Right now you're tuning in on WCBN-FM Ann Arbor. We thank you for joining us. Diverted from regularly scheduled programming. We hope you stick around in the future. Again, YouTube channel, WCBN Sports. If you want to listen to more basketball or want to listen to football or really any sport, we have it. Any sport, we cover it here on WCBN. Men's basketball tomorrow, November 7th. UNC Asheville. It'll be Noel Bensi, Vihan Iswar, Jonas Tompkin, and Jake Handler in action. Season opener. I'll be on the call Friday for men's basketball when they're back in action here at home against Youngstown State. I'll be joined by Jake Singer, Zach Edwards, and Shai Dweck. Meanwhile, for women's basketball, they're back in action next week against Oakland on November 14th. We'll have Kobe Siegel, TJ once again back on the call with Joshua Brown and Jack Lato. For Michigan, winning 43-34. They'll start the inbound as the Mr. Brightside is sung inside Chrysler Center as Hobbs inside gets the roll. She's been the interior scorer for the Wolverines early as they lead by 11. Presses back on. And that one's turned over. Emerson trying to throw it across half court, and Jordan Hobbs gets in the way. Then she's fouled. So the second turnover in two possessions. That's how you maybe get them out of the rhythm of shooting. Pressure the ball, and they've gotten 2 turnovers because of it.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Michigan has upped their press defense, and it's worked for them in these last 2 plays that they got the ball on both of them.
Macy Brown controlling things for the Wolverines. Solemn. Looking, nice cut on the left side. Macy Brown gets the bucket to go and the foul. Macy Brown, those are her first points as a Michigan Wolverine as she celebrates with her teammates.
Amazing play by the freshman there. This is some of the energy we're going to need for her to definitely get acclimated into this Michigan Wolverines team.
She will get a chance to add on one more, an and one to start her career. The free throw is good. Michigan re-ups their lead to 14, the same as it was in the first half. Purdue Fort Wayne finally breaks the press, then deflected, and Layla Filia's got the turnover. Filia down the floor, layup is good. Michigan now rolling. They've got a 9-0 run in the past minute and 10 seconds. They've made 6 of their past 8 field goals as Michigan now in control, up 16.
amazing run there by Michigan. This is exactly the spark of energy that they were looking for, to kind of catch Purdue Fort Wayne off guard and take advantage of some of their mistakes and turnovers. And shots are looking promising again for Michigan, so hopefully they can keep this energy up and keep things rolling.
And when you want to run the best way to do that, hey, let's press, get some turnovers, and then we get out in transition as Layla Filia just capped off her 20th point of the game. We're not even through the end of the third quarter already, so she is definitely the leading scorer right now. Jordan Hobbs complimenting her with 11.
Yeah, Layla Filia is definitely the fire to this offense tonight, and she is doing an amazing job. Definitely going to get up to some maybe 30 points tonight. We'll see.
We will see. As Purdue Fort Wayne will enter the basketball. They have 12 turnovers already. We're not even into the fourth. Here's Marshall on the right side. Things kind of settled down, and now Purdue Fort Wayne finally into their offense. 4 minutes to go in this third. Now on the left side, they feed it inside to Sellers. Macy Brown defending. Sellers, nice pass to Bromanskoll as Hallam overran that one, and now a three from the corner from Woodson. No, tipped by Hallam right to her teammate Jordan Hobbs. Jordan Hobbs driving, slows it down. A smart veteran move. Here's Macy Brown trying to lob it inside. She does! The layup doesn't go from Taylor Williams, but an offensive rebound. Now back out. Brown feeds Williams inside. Taylor Williams for two. A rhythm has started for this Wolverine lineup with the press. They're on an 11-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Here's Sellers trying to get inside, kicks it back out. A contested three is no good from Marshall, but an offensive rebound by Bromanskill. She kicks it out. Open three. Sellers, no, and a rebound to Hobbs.
Fantastic run here by Michigan. Definitely slowing down this offense and picking it up when necessary, and it's working out.
Solemn trying to get the give and go going from the post to Macy Brown. Doesn't go. Here's the turnover. Sellers, easy layup to cut the lead to 16.
It's a 10th turnover there by Michigan and 12 by the Mastodons.
Probably inflated because it's the beginning of the year, but nonetheless something to keep track of. Here's Macy Brown. Feeds it to Williams. Williams almost traveled. Now feed. Nope, there's the travel. Looks like she might have evaded it, but I thought she traveled on that first initial move inside. And she stays in the game as we got some Michigan subs entering the game. Camp Schroeder, Felia, Hansen back in there. Cameron Williams in as well. And now Taylor Williams checks out for Elise Stuck. Excuse me, that's Crockett. Alyssa Crockett now in, excuse me. Michigan stays in the press. Crockett pressuring the ball against Woodson, the freshman, and now a timeout. Or at least it looked like initially. No, that's going to be, no, it's a foul. Crockett's first. I didn't see that. Did you see a foul there?
I did not see a foul there, but nonetheless.
They needed it because of the Michigan pressure. Shot clock resets. Nice little move. Trying to get by was Bromanskoll, but then a turnover. She lost it. The 13th Mastodon turnover. And now, yep, that's a travel.
Looks like the Michigan pressure is getting to the Mastodons a little bit with these turnovers here.
The turnovers are alarming. 13-12 for both teams.
Not even the fourth quarter yet.
12 points off the turnovers compared to 9. Wolverines in front in that category as well. And that's going to be another turnover. That's an offensive foul. And I think the real stat that to keep track of is something that we talked about. Michigan struggled in the rebounding department. They're up 34-19 in that category. That is something that you hope transitions over as they continue this season. As Filia takes a contested three, it hits the backboard, and it will stay up there. You don't see that every day.
No, you do not. Those are rare.
The basketball hangs on the rim, between the backboard and the rim, and then it is poked away by our wonderful grounds crew here at Chrysler Center. Under 2 to go here in this third quarter. Michigan up 16. They weathered the three-point barrage early from Purdue Fort Wayne. And now this pressure has really opened the game up. Woodson checked in, and she pressures the ball. Here's Emerson. Crossover. Emerson trying to get in the lane, trying to force up a shot, but blocked by Taylor Woodson.
Fantastic defense by Michigan. They've definitely cleaned some things up and gotten better on the defensive end since these first couple minutes of the third quarter.
So in the last 4.5 minutes, Purdue Fort Wayne has had 5 turnovers. In the last 2 minutes, Michigan has had 3 turnovers. Welcome to opening night. 1:30 to go in the third quarter. Here's Lindbow with 8 on the shot clock. No, excuse me, that's Graber. Graber spinning on Cameron Williams, forcing up a shot, and the shot is good with her left hand. Nice little crafty move from the backup center. Woodson trying to drive on the left side. She's blocked off. Back up to the top. Hansen, Kampschroeder on the left side. Back to Woodson. Here's Crockett. Left side. Hansen makes her move into the lane. Double clutch. Good. As the game has gone on, she's gotten more comfortable. 3 for 9 from the field. She's got 8 points. Dribbling around is Emerson as she tries to force it to Graber, and that one's knocked away by Cameron Williams. 42.1 seconds. Michigan is in the bonus if Purdue Fort Wayne fouls again, with 5 fouls by Purdue Fort Wayne. Here's the move inside. Bromanskill using her feet, the balance, and the finish. Cutting the lead to 14.
Nice push there by the Mastodons to keep that offensive play going.
22 seconds to go. Hansen controlling. Shot clock is off. They can hold it to the last play. Hansen waiting. Back up to the top of the key to Woodson. Back to Hansen on the left side with 10 seconds. Hansen. Back left side. Kampschroeder 3. No. It was in and out. Rebound. Solemn. Crockett. Nope. She's fouled. Crockett with some great activity on the offensive rebounding department. She missed her first try, and then the second she was fouled with 2.1 seconds to go into the game as Elise Stuck for Cameron Williams, and now 2 shots from Crockett.
Definitely good persistence there to keep it going and get some of those offensive rebounds for Michigan.
Crockett at the line looking for her first points, and she gets it to go. The first one is good. I would expect Michigan to press once again with 2.1 seconds to eliminate any chance of a buzzer beater 3 at the end of the third. Michigan up 55, now 56-40. Inbound is now going back to Michigan with .1.
Not much time to do anything with that, so.
But Crockett is looking for them to review whether there was more time on the clock. Coach Arico's doing the same out on the floor, and I think they're going to review it. Or at least it looked like initially. Refs are now speaking. The referees tonight. .8 seconds now put back on the clock.
Got a little bit of extra time there. See if they can do anything with that.
Now the Michigan team has now huddled with Kim Barnes-Arico. The Purdue Fort Wayne team has not with their coach.
Under further review, it seems.
Now with Coach Marcassano. Michigan made some changes. We didn't highlight this in the beginning, but they did make some changes to their staff. Jillian Dunstan is in her first season as an assistant coach. She had stops with Florida State and Drexel, and now added also WNBA champion, Olympic gold medalist Ariel Atkins to the staff as an assistant coach for player development. So a couple changes on this assistant coaching staff. 12th season for Kim Barnes-Arico, winning his coaching program history. Only coach in the program with at least 200 wins. 6 NCAA tournament appearances for her as well, winning at least 1 game in each tournament appearance. Here's the lob up top, knocked away, and that'll end the third. Michigan leading 56-40. They were up 14 at the end of the first half. They're up 16 at the end of the third. It's been fun.
It's been an interesting quarter for sure. Started off with a lot of momentum from the Mastodons, but Michigan was able to turn it around and get some of that back and extend their lead.
You know, in this game, it felt like we were trying to figure out who that second scorer was, and we kept harping on it. I feel like as the game has gone on, Lauren Hansen, she's gotten more comfortable in this offense and really starting to show her ability to make moves and to drive the paint. She's really, aside from Layla Filia, the only one that can really get into the lane consistently for this team.
Yeah, she's definitely gotten more comfortable on the ball, and that's clear. And it's nice to see that she's done that only with one game, and it'll be great to see what she can accomplish throughout this entire season, as she's already done a great job just in these few minutes here.
We talked about the three-point barrage from Purdue Fort Wayne. They're shooting 36 from the field, 5 for 14. Felt like a bunch of those threes came at the beginning of the quarter, and then all of a sudden Michigan said enough is enough. They started pressing. The ball got really Purdue Fort Wayne out of the rhythm, and it led to a nice run as the lead was at one point cut to 7. And that's when the concern came in the building. You felt the tension from these fans, and now it's fun. It's fun. They're up 16, and we see some dancing. We look across the way. Guy with the pom-poms having some fun. The band's rolling. Cheerleaders out there. It's nice to be back in the big Chrysler Center. About to say the big house. We're in the Chrysler Center.
Yeah, definitely nice to be back. Nice to see Michigan get things going, and looking to keep this up as we get into the fourth quarter. And hopefully they don't let the Mastodons go on another run like they did at the beginning of the third. But they were definitely able to shut that down and regain momentum here.
I mean, aside from who that second scorer was going to be, the other concern, especially through those first 3 quarters, and we talked about extensively at halftime, was the turnovers. How is Michigan going to limit the turnovers? And that partly happened, partly didn't. They forced 15, but had 12 of their own.
Right, yeah, they've done a great job forcing the turnovers, but their turnovers are looking a little bit concerning. It might prove to not be that big of a deal in this game, but going down to playing tougher opponents in the future, it's definitely going to be game-changing, so it's definitely going to be something they're going to have to talk about and work on.
This is interesting. Michigan had 56 points. Only 9 were assisted. That's a little low for a team in general, as Michigan will start with the basketball. Here on the left side, Cam Schroeder is doubled, swings it across. Lauren Henson a 3. No. And a rebound to Emerson. Emerson looks to push. Emerson waits from the screen from Lindbow. She fades down on it, looking for someone. Good length and defense from Taylor Woodson. Crockett defends Sellers with 13 on the shot clock. She looks for Lindbow. Good pressure again. That's Crockett on defense. And that pass inside, no. The rebound, and then fouled by Cam Schroeder inside.
Definitely looks like Michigan's going for that press defense here, which is interesting to see since they didn't do as much of it in the first half.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Mastodons, number 14, Erin Woodson.
So Erin Woodson at the line. The freshman, as that first one is no good. Really the only freshman that's played significant minutes for the Mastodons. First one was no good. Second one is good. Leads down to 15, 56-41. Hansen, top of the key. Waiting for the offense to get set up here. Now, here's Woodson. Back to Hansen on the left side. They've run this play a bunch. Hansen trying to use the screen, almost uses her hands, pulls back, 3-pointer, it's good. Lauren Hansen from downtown. She's in double-digit figures with 11.
Fantastic shot there.
Almost it looked like an offensive foul as she used her forearm to create the separation. No call, and she gets the 3. Lindbow inside, gets the bucket and the foul. Nice use of her body and balance to get the 3-point opportunity. So right now on the court for the Wolverines, a couple substitutions. Hansen, Woodson, Williams, Filia, and Crockett. We've seen a lot of Crockett here in the second half.
We definitely have.
Williams, the rebound after the miss. And here she comes. The drive. Woodson trying to feed Williams. She does. Nice pass and finish. You can see the athleticism and the way Woodson moves around. It's been impressive to watch. Purdue Fort Wayne trying to run. The move inside. Blocked by Taylor Williams.
Fantastic defense. Fantastic block. Taylor Williams has definitely been doing great in these last few minutes.
Woodson was trying to get across the paint on the right side from the left. And it was a great play from Taylor Williams. A timeout called by Kim Barnes Arico. Michigan leading 61-43 with 8:14 to go in this fourth quarter. Weathering the storm and now look to have opened this game up.
Yeah, Michigan is pulling away. That's definitely great to see by the Wolverines, stepping it up against someone we expected them to score a lot more against. So it's good to see.
Selfie cam up there. Cheerleaders back on to the court. And now, as the fourth quarter winds out, maybe we'll see some other players come on the floor. Is there anyone in particular, Jaden, that you're looking for here in the last 8:14?
Not anyone particular that I can think of. It's just good to see Michigan really spreading the wealth and giving a lot of minutes to some of these newer players, the 2 freshmen and the 3 transfers. Good to get them acclimated, work on that consistency, and just see what they all can do to really be a cohesive unit. How about you? Any players in particular?
You know, I look towards the freshmen. I always like to, especially in these early games when they're going to get minutes. And I look at Macy Brown because she had her ups and downs throughout that those first 3 quarters. On a great start, then kind of found some rhythm, and I thought she made some plays in that second half, in that third quarter, and I'd like to see her make some more. I love the way Taylor Woodson looks, and I'd like to see her continue to get minutes. I think her just athleticism kind of stands out. Her and Taylor Williams kind of bring a different element to this team that I'm looking forward to watching during the rest of this year.
Yeah, it'll be definitely good to see the freshmen Macy Brown and Taylor Woodson get some minutes out there, like you said, because as it gets further down the season, their minutes are going to be limited and given to some of these upperclassmen. But it'll be interesting to see what they can do in this fourth quarter here. Macy Brown especially had a couple good plays in the opening of this fourth quarter, so it'll be nice to see.
It will be. As we are just about 8:14 to go. I was looking up Alyssa Brett. We have not seen her yet. I do not see her on the sideline dressed. I was wondering if there was any news indication as to why she has not played yet, the leading scorer from Bowling Green State last season.
Right, it's interesting. Looking like most of Michigan's players are seeing some playing time, except her.
First free throw is good from the freshman Aaron Woodson. Back at the free throw line. Second is good. So she's up to 8. Lead is cut to 16. Here's the move inside. Taylor Williams forcing it up. Good D from Linbo. Purdue Fort Wayne looks to push. Emerson. Nice little show and nice deflection from Crockett. She's been active defensively.
She has definitely been doing a great job. Force on defense for the Wolverines here, which is definitely something they needed coming into this second half.
Inbound as Purdue Fort Wayne looks to run their stuff. Good pressure from Crockett again. Gives it up to Linbo. Linbo with 10 on the shot clock. Linbo, scoop, layup, doesn't go. Rebound Taylor Williams, and then she's fouled by Linbo on the back of her head with 7:39 to go.
It looks like in the first half, Layla Filia was really the one running this Michigan team, but it's definitely been more spread out here in the second half. Taylor Williams and Alyssa Crockett both doing a really great job helping out here.
They definitely have, and I think Crockett, especially defensively. Hanson offensively now at 11.
Definitely.
Crockett immediately double team, then throws it away. Shayla Sellers down the floor. Crockett right back on her, stopping the transition. Sellers turns, air balls, rebound, fought for, and now a jump. Possession arrow with the Purdue Fort Wayne side. And that'll be inbounded underneath.
Looking at the 13th turnover there by Michigan.
13 turnovers. That's a lot, Jaden.
That is a lot.
That is a lot. 61-45. Nice feed inside. The spin, the finish is good. Nice move by Broman-Skull. She's been quiet in the second half. She now has 10. Leads now down to 14. Felia immediately pressured, double team, now forces out to Henson. Hanson now feeds it inside. Top fade shot from Woodson doesn't go, doesn't even hit the rim. But a rebound by Taylor Williams, puts it back up and in.
Fantastic job. Taylor Williams has been very active on both sides of the ball.
Taylor Williams now has 8.7 rebounds. That's what you wanted out of the transfer. Nice move. Broman-Skull kicks it out. Sellers a three. Yes. Shayla Sellers. That is good. It is now 63-50. Lead down to 13. 6:20 to go. Woodson. Michigan can't seem to just get rid of this Mastodon team.
No, they cannot. They're definitely putting up a fight here today.
Felia gets the screen. Jumper doesn't go. Tipped up. One by Linbo. Linbo gets it up the floor. Here's a chance to cut it to 10. Kicks it out. Linbo looks to shoot. Good D from Taylor Williams. She loses it for the second. Now in the right corner. Swings it back up to Marshall. Marshall trying to work on Felia. 11 on the shot clock. Feed inside to Linbo. Linbo, spin, scoop, no, rebound, won by Felia. As hitting the ground hard was Taylor Woodson. Hanson, with some space, picks up the dribble, swings it to the right side. Inside now is Woodson. Woodson spins, turns, and she's fouled. So surprising to see Taylor Woodson. She's had a lot of minutes here in this fourth quarter so far. I think she's played the entire part.
She has had a lot of minutes, which is one of the things we wanted to see out of the freshman here. Looks like Macy Brown's coming in now too, so both freshmen on the court.
So in the a point in the game where Purdue Fort Wayne making up some ground, they turned to the two freshmen. Woodson's first free throw is way off. Again, thank you for listening here on WCBN-FM Ann Arbor. I know we have one of our regularly scheduled programming interrupted, so we thank you guys for tuning in. We're also on YouTube every single game as Purdue Fort Wayne out and running after another missed free throw as that three doesn't go. And now one over by Broman-Skull. Broman-Skull, scoop layup, doesn't go. Rebound controlled by Stuck. Here is Macy Brown. Stutter steps, kicks it out. Felia on the left side, back to the top. Now on the right side is Hobbs. Hobbs and now fouled. Off ball was Stuck. Stuck was fouled. So now with under 5 to go, Michigan leads by 13. Into the game now is Cameron Williams for Taylor Woodson. So the closing lineup, so to speak, is Macy Brown, the freshman, Hobbs, Felia, Stuck, and Williams. Each starter except Macy Brown. Inside, Williams immediately doubled and a jump ball.
It's nice to see Macy Brown playing here in some of the final minutes of what could be some crucial minutes of the game.
3 points, 2 assists for her in her first game as a Michigan Wolverine. It was a jump ball, and the possession hour was with Michigan. Here's a Felia three on the left side. It's good. And a foul called, I think, on Shayla Sellers off ball, but that three nonetheless will count.
Fantastic job by Layla Felia, Michigan's leading scorer for the night. Looks like she's up to 23 points.
So it is a three-pointer is good, and Michigan will have the ball because of that foul-off ball. So a chance to really put this one to bed. Here's Hobbs on the left. Dribbles back out. Now inside. Nice move. Cameron Williams puts it in for two. A little left-handed hook.
Michigan pulling away here with an 18-point lead.
Under 4:30 to go. Here's the feed. Nice little move. Wrap around by Sellers, but she is fouled by Stuck. That's Elise Stuck's 5th foul. That's just went out on the big board, big screen here. 5 fouls in the first game is a lot.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Got to be careful here in these last couple of minutes, especially with 5 fouls.
Checking in for the Mastodons, 21, Jaslyn Lindbergh. Checking in brings up 20, Alyssa Clarkin. At the line is shooting for Purdue Fort Wayne, number 1, Shayla Sellers.
First free throw does not go from Sellers. Crockett back in the game, and probably her increased playing time is in correlation with the 5 fouls, and the second one is good. So Stuck's night is over with 5 fouls as Michigan up 68-51. Crockett immediately pressured as Purdue Fort Wayne puts on the press. Easily broken. Here's Cameron Williams. Immediately doubled. Now back up top. Here's Macy Brown. Inside, Cameron Williams makes her move and puts it in. She's been forceful, scoring the last 4 points for the Wolverines. They now lead by 19.
Michigan definitely spreading out the scoring a little bit here in the 4th quarter. It's nice to see different players getting shots up.
She's up to 8 points and 6 rebounds overall. Here's Bromanskoll. Spinning, kicks it out. Open three, good. That's Marshall on the right corner. Lead is down to 16, 3:30 to go. Here's Hobbs. Back, Macy Brown. Open three, no. Rebound, grab, Felia. Offensive putback is good. And now Michigan with a comfortable 18-point lead. Here's the move on the left side. Immediately doubled is Emerson. She feeds it inside to Lindbo, who's been very good. I've been very impressed with her. She's now an opportunity to get into double digits, but she's been really running this offense. You know, despite the 1 assist, it feels like she's the one controlling things out there for Purdue Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it definitely feels like she's that spark in their offense, kind of leading things, taking up the ball, and she's been doing a great job, but Michigan has found a way to pull away in this game, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch up here.
Michigan committed their 5th foul, so it'll be 2 free throws if the first one is no good. They have struggled. The Mastodons have struggled from the free throw line. 7 for 12. 58%. Meanwhile, Michigan 6 for 8, 75%. Second is good. So the lead is 72-54. 3:03 to go. Immediately pressed. Crockett. Now on the right side, Hobbs. He's got a lane. Nice pass. Cameron Williams gets it to go. Cameron Williams a force in this 4th quarter, and Michigan now leading by 19.
Cameron Williams now in double digits with 10 points. Definitely went on a great run here in the 4th quarter. Exactly what Michigan was looking for.
So Michigan leading by 19. It's been fun.
It has been fun. Michigan's definitely came out of halftime, did some things that we were looking to see, kind of increase that scoring, slowing things down a bit, taking better shots, and it's paid off. They're almost ahead by 20 now.
Who has impressed you the most throughout the second half?
Definitely Cameron Williams. She has done a fantastic job, and it's been great to see. Also, these transfer players, it's just been good to see them. It seems like they're acclimating pretty well and pretty quickly here in this game, which is nice to see considering it's the season opener, and I wasn't really expecting them to be this connected with the rest of the players this early on. But
yeah, you're completely right. Lauren Hansen, 1 transfer, 11 points. The other transfer, Taylor Williams, 8.7 boards, so both contributing as secondary scorers as they needed to be, and they've done that throughout.
Yeah, as transfers, I think they're really looking to come in and get some immediate production out of these players, not really any time to waste when it comes to them, and that's exactly what they're doing, and they've done a fantastic job at it tonight.
They definitely have, as Michigan leading by 19, scoring 74 in total. After a relatively low-scoring first half, they've really picked it up here in the second.
Definitely have picked things up with just under 3 minutes left to go in this game.
Mastodons will inbound. Here's the layup. It's good. Nice move by Marshall. And the lead's cut to 17. Mastodons will press. Hobbs gives it. Felia. She had a wide open Cameron Williams on the floor. Couldn't see her. Now she makes her move. Back out to to Macy Brown. Brown in the corner. Crockett. Back inside. Williams aggressive. Gets her own putback and puts it in. Looking like Naz Hillman right now. Cameron Williams on an incredible run. Scored the last 6 points. Michigan has made 5 of their last 7, or 6 of their last 8, excuse me, and they lead by 19.
Offensive rebounds have definitely come up big for Michigan here towards the end of this game.
The spin inside. The finish. It goes. Nice finish by Shayla Sellers. Macy Brown immediately doubled, gets it over to Crockett, and now Michigan has some space. Felia looking to shoot, doesn't go. Rebound right to Purdue Fort Wayne. 1:33 to go. Stutter step inside. Bromanskoll gets her the deflection, and it goes, and then all of a sudden a little flurry of points to cut the lead to 15. 1:20 to go. Macy Brown, I think Michigan's just got to hold it, stop chucking up shots. Here's Cameron Williams, they're just feeding her, and this time it's too easy. Working on Shayla Sellers. Cameron Williams up to 14 as Michigan leads 78-61. We've got a timeout on the floor.
Cameron Williams has definitely provided a lot of offense for Michigan in this quarter, and it's great to see. It's looking really promising.
But it's been impressive. Purdue Fort Wayne, again, you think the game's over. You think it's wrapped up. They continue to just hang around. I know it's a 17-point game. They've made their last 4 field goals. They've gotten production from Sellers with 14 and Broman Schenkel with 12. Excuse me. Tough to pronounce. And, you know, it's been nice to see them just kind of fight and just hang around, battle in the Chrysler Center. A lot of dribbling. Now back up to the top of the key. Reserves are in for Purdue Fort Wayne as that shot was blocked by Macy Brown. 40 seconds to go. Hobbs. Yep. And she's fouled. Foul goes on Aaron Woodson. 36.6 seconds to go.
Wrapping up the game here. Michigan's going to come away with this win here. Definitely a good start to their season. This is exactly how you want to open the year up, with a nice win. And that's exactly what they're going to get.
First one is good. 79-61 Wolverines. Second one goes for Jordan Hobbs. She's up to 13. Michigan leads by 19. 31 seconds. Now 30 seconds to go. Graber. Now to Manciori. She kicks it to the corner. Nice little move inside. Blocked away. Hobbs again defensively. Felia controls. 10 seconds, and that will do it. 7, 6, shot clock is off, and the Michigan Wolverines, in a battle for most of this game, pull away in the fourth and win 80-61. Opening night was fun. 11 straight Chrysler home game opener victories for the Wolverines. Hail to the victors play as Michigan wins 80-61.
Yeah, definitely a great opening night win for Michigan. This is Definitely a great way to start their season off, especially looking at some new people on the coaching staff, 2 new incoming freshmen, 3 new transfers is exactly what they were looking for. Way to get all their players involved and just really found a way to open up that scoring in the second half here. And even though we kind of assumed Michigan to pull away a little bit more, and Purdue Fort Wayne stuck in there and put up a good fight tonight, but it was ultimately the Wolverines that came away with the win.
Yes, they did. And, you know, Michigan, throughout this entire game, they battled, they fought. The game was as close to 7, but they eventually pulled away, and that was the biggest key.
Yeah, it was a great game by Michigan. Layla Felia definitely putting in a lot of that scoring there, and I think we expected her to be that one prime player for them, and it was in the first half, but when it came down to the second half, Cameron Williams, Taylor Woodson definitely helped a lot with that production there.
Yeah, and I was surprised by Cameron Williams' second half production. I mean, they were feeding her in the paint in that second half, and she just ate it up. I mean, that was really impressive to see. Yeah, that really, really impressed me. That was my big takeaway. And Felia, you know, as I was saying in the halftime show, like I was wondering to see if she would pick up that first option again and rebound after a cold second quarter, and she did it very well. I was very impressed.
Yeah, she definitely did. Layla Felia coming away from this game with 25 points, and that's a very...
Yeah. And I think a lot of people were writing off Purdue Fort Wayne, but, I mean, they put up a fight for sure. They put up, I think, more of a fight than most people expected in this building.
Definitely did better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Never underestimate your opponents.
No.
They really put up a fight here against Michigan, and it was great to see. It was definitely a competitive game. I think Michigan was expecting probably a lighter opponent, but it was good to see them get a good game in and really fight for that win, because it was not an easy one today.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's a good test for Michigan because they're going to go through the gauntlet of the Big Ten eventually, and it's good to get in these close battles and succeed in winning these battles. So, yeah, it's a good test for them this early into the season, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. They're definitely going to be playing some tougher opponents than this team that they just faced today. So it's good to get these new players having a lot of minutes today and really spreading out the scoring, which was nice to see, because it's going to come down to that when they play some of these other Big Ten teams.
Yeah, I think one more thing that really impressed me was their Michigan's rebounding. I mean, they were 10th in the Big Ten last year with rebounding. They were struggling with that last year, and they really picked it up, and that was definitely through the help of transfer Taylor Williams, who really contributed on that side of the ball, and yeah, really impressive. That'll bode very well going into Big Ten play, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And in addition, offensive rebounds, too, were definitely a big thing. Michigan coming away with 19 total, and Purdue Fort Wayne with only 9.
Wow.
It's definitely a great way for them to get some second chance points.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really a great way for them to get some of that scoring going when Purdue Fort Wayne seemed to be coming back in that game.
Yeah, those second chance points, those were really good for Michigan. I mean, in the first half especially, they came away with a lot of those, which is, you know, that's great. I mean, good to, you know, in the first game of the season, it's great to always improve on a weakness from last year, and especially this early on. I mean, it's really impressive, and it bodes well for the future of this program this season, and, you know, for the future as well.
Yeah, it is very impressive considering this is the first game of the season, and we have lots of new players coming in. So it was nice to see them being able to find some success. And although they did find a lot of success, we can't forget about those turnovers. 13 turnovers by the Wolverines and 15 by the Matadors. Definitely not something that we're looking to continue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're still getting the rust off. You know, still getting that off-season rust off. It's early. It's only the first game. That'll come.
100%. Yeah, it's early on. Like I said, there's lots of new players coming in. So just looking to get everyone acclimated, but hopefully not something to worry about too much considering it's just the beginning. And I'm sure it's something that they'll work on in practice, and it'll come as the team spends more time together. But at least it didn't prove to be too costly today.
And it even seemed that turnover margin even seemed to improve from the first half to the second half. The first half, they were all over the place in transition especially. But the second half seemed a lot cleaner brand of basketball, which even that step up from one half to the next is really impressive for this team. They still need to work out some kinks, but, you know, otherwise it was a wholehearted improvement.
Yeah, definitely. There's always things to work on, and But they did a great job from halftime. It was clear that they talked about some of these things, definitely improved. We saw improvements in their defense, really looking towards that press defense in the second half, which I think forced the Matadors to have some turnovers for themselves, which definitely led the Wolverines to some big scoring runs there in the second half.
Yeah. Who would you think, who was the most impressive player for Purdue Fort Wayne for you throughout this whole game?
I honestly think in the beginning, Bromanchenko was one of their players that I thought was facilitating the offense for the most part. But in the second half, Shayla Sellers really did come out there and put up a good performance. It was great to see. She led the team with points in 14 for the Matadors, which was nice to see her kind of step it up from the first half. But Bromanchenko and Sellers both did a great job in that game for the Matadors.
Yeah, I was going to say Sellers was, I think, the player of the game for me for the Mastodons. I mean, in that second half, she had a shot. I mean, she was not missing for a while, and that offense really centered around her. You know, and she's got it in the blood. She's got her sister Marilyn.
Yep.
So that's gonna come easy for her. But yeah, she clearly put the stake down as the leader of this team.
Yeah, she definitely put up a good performance tonight for Purdue Fort Wayne. And now we're talking about players of the game for the team. Who would you say is the player of the game for Michigan today?
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. I think Fila, she was feeling it.
Yeah, 100%.
25 points. And, you know, she had a great first quarter, then a slow-ish second quarter. But that second half, she really exploded.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit slow to start the second half there, but she picked it up. It's clear to see why she was a unanimous vote to the All-Big Ten preseason team. And it's definitely looking like she's going to be that one player that they all look to this season, kind of as their guide, one of the leaders of the team. It's definitely going to be important for her to guide some of these younger players and just help out everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be, you know, it's kind of, you can't not mention also Jordan Hobbs, too. I think there was a big question about who that second option was going to be. You know, it could have been a number of players here, but Hobbs really took that role and ran away with it. Especially when Filia was struggling a little bit in the second quarter. She assumed the role as the first option, and she killed it, I think. Yeah,
she definitely picked up where help was needed, and that was great to see considering this was once again the first game of the season. It was nice to see them getting after there and just really helping out on all sides of the ball, and it was nice to see Jordan Hobbs fill in there where it was needed.
Yeah, no, it was an overall impressive win as the waning moments come down on our time. Here on WCBN-FM Ann Arbor, we are staying up with you until 9 p.m. and then back to regularly scheduled programming. I mean, you just heard it from TJ and Jaden themselves. Michigan in complete control, especially in that second half. They took over the game. They figured it out, and they start to assert their will as they won 80-61 an opening night. That was a really nice one. You know, they battled a couple transfers coming in, a couple freshmen. How would they react? But they did a fairly nice job.
Yes, I would say they did a fairly nice job as well. They definitely, I think it seemed to be a little bit of a tougher game than most people were expecting, but they did what needed to be done. They came away with a win, 19-point win. I mean, can't ask for much more than that in the opening game, especially with lots of new players coming in. So it was a nice, promising win to put up today, and it's exciting to see what the future will hold for them.
So Michigan women's basketball back in action next week, next Tuesday. They're back against Oakland November 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have a nice crew for that one here from the Chrysler Center. I know TJ, as you sit off to the side here, you'll be on the call for that game along with Kobe Siegel, Joshua Brown, and Jack Lado. The second, these two opening games before Michigan women's basketball kind of heads on the road, and they go to Nassau, Bahamas for the Battle for Atlantis. Their first game will definitely be November 18th versus Middle Tennessee State. Unfortunately, we will not be covering those games, but we are back in action on November 24th, that Friday. You know, you're bored, it's Black Friday, you tune in, WCBN versus Eastern Michigan. We got a great crew for that one. Peter Nasser, Owen Klein, Neil Sinha, and Alex Miller. Then on November 29th, we will have another home game on Wednesday, 7 p.m. versus SIU Edwardsville. Kendall Spencer, Jake Singer, KG Foley, and our own right here, Jaden, as well. And then the season goes from there. Men's basketball in action tomorrow night. Again, all these games, if it's not on WCBN-FM, it is on the YouTube channel, WCBN Sports. Tune in for all games, all Michigan events, especially at home. We'll be covering it here on WCBN Sports on YouTube. Michigan tomorrow in action, 8:30 p.m. versus UNC Asheville. We'll have Noel Bensi, Vihan Iswar, Jonas Tompkin, and Jake Handler for the season opener. And then November 10th, this Friday, I'm on the call with Jake Singer, Zach Edwards, and Shai Dweck before Monday, November 13th. Michigan men's basketball travels to New York to face Rick Pitino, and St. John's will have Kellen Flynn, William Gregory, KG Foley, and Alex Miller for the Gavitt tip-off games before coming back to Ann Arbor November 17th when Alex Miller, Henry Wong, Matthew Peel, and Eli Greenberg will call November 17th, so a Thursday, 7 p.m. versus Long Beach State. That was a lot, but it is 9 p.m., so it is time to say so long for Matthew Levy, for Jaden, for TJ. So long. Have a good night, and go